Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Class. Today we are going to solve this question which is in females, tubectomy is performed during which? Option A, womb is removed surgically. Option B, small part of fallopian tube is removed or tied up. Option C, sperms are inserted into the uterus. Option D, ovaries are surgically removed. Now let us see the question. It says in females, tubectomy is performed during which? So what do you mean by tubectomy? Okay. Tubectomy, it is a kind of birth control procedure. Birth control method, you can say. Birth control method, which is done by the surgical way. Okay. Or you can say it is a type of surgical method. Why surgical method? Because there is a surgery which is done to perform this procedure that is called as tubectomy. It is a surgical method. And also it can cause sterility. Okay, sterility in the sense like the reversibility of this particular method or birth control is very poor. So it can cause sterility in female. Sterility means they cannot be able to produce, or you can say they cannot be able to reproduce. Okay, or be pregnant again. So it can cause sterility in females. Okay, whereas in males we call it as vasectomy. So what is this tubectomy? So what is the type of tube which is present in the female's reproductive system? The main tube which we are talking about is nothing but the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. So as the name indicates, ectomy means cutting off. Okay. So the fallopian tube is involved here, or the fallopian tube is cut, and a small part of fallopian tube is removed or even tied up. Okay. So fallopian tube is cut and it is tied. Okay. So sometimes a part of the fallopian tube also will be removed and then further it will be tied. Okay. So fallopian tube is also called as what? It is also called as oviduct. Okay. Why are they tying it up? Because the ovum which is formed in the ovary, it will be released, but then it will not be entering into the fallopian tube because the fertilization process actually occurs in the fallopian tube, not in the ovary. Because the ovum will come out of the ovary, further it will enter into the fallopian tube, there it will reside, and by the time the sperms will come and it will fertilize them within the fallopian tube. So to avoid fertilization, fallopian tube is being cut and it is tied up. And that is what is called as tubectomy. So let us look at the question again. It says in females, tubectomy is performed during which? So what do they do during that? Option A, womb is removed surgically. No, uterus is not removed surgically here. So nothing has been, totally removed as such. It is just the fallopian tube which is cut, or a piece of it will be removed. Okay. So as to avoid the movement of the egg into the further fallopian tube, and it can undergo, like it can, meet the sperm for fertilization. So to avoid that, this tubectomy is done. Then option B, small part of fallopian tube is removed or tied up. Yes, that is the correct answer according to our explanation. Sperms are inserted in the uterus. No, this is called as artificial insemination, where the sperms are artificially inserted in the uterus of the female. Okay, so that is wrong. Option D says ovaries are surgically removed. No, nothing has been removed here as such. As I told you, ovaries are totally intact. They can still produce ovum, but only thing is fertilization is not possible. Okay? So I hope you understood the explanation, but let us conclude before we end this explanation. So what is the final answer? That is option B. So thank you everyone.